So in this lesson we're going to find the area of an equilateral triangle with side lengths of 10 inches. Equilateral meaning all the sides are the same. We know the formula for area of a triangle. It's 1/2 base times height. Since all the sides of a triangle are equal, we know the base of this triangle is 10. So we can fill that number into our formula, 1/2 times 10. However, the height is not 10. The height is the perpendicular line to the base. It's this line right here, which is not 10. However, since this is an equilateral triangle, that means all the angles are the same as well. So the total of the angles in a triangle is 180. Divided into 3, each angle is 60 degrees. So I'm going to mark that in here, 60 degrees. Well, if we cut this equilateral triangle in half, straight down the middle, this triangle just on this side is a 30, 60, 90 triangle with a base of 5. Use my rule for a 30, 60, 90 triangle. If my base is 5, my hypotenuse is twice that, 10, and the long leg is 5√3. So now I can fill in the height of this triangle. The height of this triangle is 5√3 using 30, 60, 90 rule. Now I take all the numbers that are outside of the radical and multiply them together. 1/2 times 10 times 5 times radical 3. My final answer for this problem is 25√3 inches squared. To find the area of a square with a diagonal 16 inches, first of all we need to know the formula for the area of a square. Area equals base times height. I then put the 16 inches into my picture. And since this is a square, that means that all sides are equal. So this side is congruent to this side. This reminds me of a 45, 45, 90 triangle. In a 45, 45, 90 triangle, if the diagonal is a whole number, to find the length of each side, you take half of the diagonal, 8, and then you multiply by the square root of 2. So each side of this square is 8 square roots of 2. So now I can fill in my base and my height. My base is 8 square roots of 2 and my height is 8 square roots of 2. I then multiply the numbers outside the radical, 8 times 8, and multiply the two radicals together, square root of 2 times square root of 2. 8 times 8, 64, times square root of 2 times square root of 2, which is square root of 4. Square root of 4 is a perfect square. We can simplify that. Square root of 4 is 2. 64 times 2, which is 128 inches squared. In this next example, we need to find the area of the regular hexagon with a side length of 12 feet. Well, this is a regular polygon, regular hexagon, so we can use the formula area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Well, they tell me each side length is 12 feet, so I'm going to fill in on this side is 12 feet. I need to find the apothem. The apothem is from the center to the middle of one of the sides of the polygon. And if I think about this picture, connect the center to each vertex. This creates an equilateral triangle with base 12. In an equilateral triangle, each angle is 60 degrees. That creates a 30, 60, 90 triangle over here. Well, if this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle and the whole base is 12, that means the short side of the 30, 60, 90 triangle is 6. So this side is 6. If this side is 6, if the short leg is 6, and this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle right in here, then the long leg is 6 root 3. So now I can fill in. The area equals 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. We found the perimeter by saying that each side of this polygon is 12 feet. There are 6 sides. So to find the perimeter, I do 12 times 6 sides. That gives me 72. So we plug in 72 in for the perimeter. Next, as I said, the apothem is 6 root 3 because this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So I plug in 6 root 3 for the apothem. Now I take all the numbers outside of the radicals and multiply them together. The 1/2, the 6, and the 72 get multiplied together. Bring down the square root of 3. So I get 216 square root 3 feet squared is the area of this regular hexagon. Your homework for tonight are these 3 problems. We have now completed 3 examples that match these 3 problems. So use the examples to complete these 3 problems for homework. Pause the video to copy the problems down. Replay the videos if you need help following the problems.